Hey guys, welcome back to the Tier 1 Concealed YouTube channel. I'm Aaron, this is Sawyer. Today we're going to be revisiting a video we did just over a year ago, all about red dots and how to acquire them. We're talking about slide mounted pistol red dots. A lot of people get into the red dot game and they notice that they're having trouble finding the red dot consistently and they lose it through strings of fire and recoil. So today we're going to be touching on some points that we've picked up over the years, training with various instructors and just diagnosing our own problems and working through it ourselves. We also wanted to introduce a practice target that we came out with that you can use, and you can download it from our website and print it off and try it yourself to kind of help you through some structured practice at the range, working on presentation and finding that red dot consistently and reliably. So we'll get into this target in more depth a little bit later, but we both just wanted to touch on some tips that we've picked up. Sawyer has a couple that he has really liked, and I have a couple tips that have helped me a lot.
One of the things that Scott Jidlinski talks about a lot, also Donovan Moore talks about it, JJ Ricazza. So the 80-20 rule, not rule, just kind of method. When you're drawing, you're doing you want to be fast and efficient throughout the draw. So the first 80% of your draw, you're getting your purchase coming out, and then the last 20% of your draw, you're slowing down, getting a good presentation and getting good prep on the trigger and finding your dot. Once you're comfortable at 80-20, getting super consistent hits, seeing your dot every time, then you can bump it up to 90-10.
Yep, so going fast where you can, and then slowing down right at the end where you're usually having trouble finding that dot. You're slowing down right at the last precise moment, right?
The main issue that people have, they want to be fast with the dot. Everyone wants to be fast on the draw. So when they're presenting, they're doing just 100% all the way, and they're coming out and they're getting a lot of muzzle flip, and that's going up and down, and then they have to find their dot. So that last 20%, last 10%, however you're doing it in your level of skill, that's where you slow down, acquire your dot, and get on target.
So one thing that I picked up, I believe I picked this up from Tactical Performance Center. That's where I heard it first. I'm sure a lot of people teach this, but it's the concept of your natural point of aim. Now it's going to be a little bit different for everybody, but it's a good idea to kind of figure out your personal natural point of aim. For me, I'm right-handed, left eye dominant, so cross eye dominant. So I've kind of developed a process where when I draw and present my handgun, I'm kind of presenting it slightly to the left side of my body as opposed to center line. And I'm also turning my head just ever so slightly. Not a lot of movement. You want to eliminate any unnecessary movement, but my natural point of aim kind of relies upon that. My left eye lining up with the sights and the target, right? And my stance, you got to figure out your stance when you do that. But once you have that set, and you kind of understand that concept, it can make getting that sight picture and target acquisition a lot easier. That's one thing you can kind of try to develop, a more consistent and how everything comes into alignment, right? So that dot is perfectly on target every time. And you can combine that with the other, the 80-20 rule and so on. The other thing I wanted to point out is we touched on this in our last video as well, but it's using your backup iron sights, if you have them on your pistol, to kind of co-witness with the dot, and that can help you bring the dot into the window. But you're also, and some people call this kind of like a fishing method. You don't want to be exaggerated, and do one of these, but as you draw the pistol and you're presenting, the muzzle's going to be pointed at the target, right? But since it's below your eyesight, the muzzle is going to be slightly raised. So as you present, if you did this real slow, you would notice the dot falls down into the window from 12 o'clock, from the very top of the window. You also can use your backup iron sights to help you along with that process. So as you present, you're kind of noticing that dot drop in from 12 o'clock from the top of the window right in on target. And at the same time, you can see that sight post fall at the same time as the dot right into the notch of your rear sight.
I know a lot of people touch on this, but it kind of clicked for me when Donovan was talking about it. Because I thought when I drew, I wasn't doing a lot of excess movement, but Donovan kind of made me notice it, that when I would present, I would tuck my head just a little bit. But that's one of the other reasons why people lose or can't find their dot in the first place, is when they draw, they're doing all of these other movements and kind of bringing their eyes down to their gun. But what Donovan says, and I think JJ Ricaza says this a lot, but just always gun to eyes, so that when you draw, there's no other movement, there's not any other things that need to align to find your dot. It's just gun to your eyes every time. And then that's just one less variable that has to be perfect to find your dot.
I know none of this is new. A lot of people have taught these for years and years, but these are just a couple things that we found really helped us out in our journey to get more consistent with finding the red dot. So we made it outside and we're gonna shoot this target that we came up with. When you're working on finding that dot and getting your presentation and everything to line up perfectly, we'll use this top row of circles from the draw to kind of do a one-shot string of fire, I guess, and slowly building in some speed. So we wanna be able to consistently and reliably find the dot as we present out and fire off one round accurately into the circle. Our reasoning behind having three circles is you can gradually work up and increase speed. So maybe this first circle you do 80-20, second circle you work on 90-10 about, and then maybe if you're feeling good, you go on the last circle and you do like a 95-5. So almost the whole thing's fast, and then right that very last little bit, that last 5%, you're really slowing down, getting that trigger prepped, that refined sight picture, cranking the round off.
So another aspect of finding your dot is keeping your dot in the window. Lots of people are good at getting that first round off, but it kind of deteriorates and they lose it as they have a kind of a faster string of fire. So the second row of dots is to really kind of hone in your grip and your recoil control, but mainly what we're doing is focusing on keeping your dot in the window. So like the top row, we're gonna start slow, do 5 shots every 1 second, second and a half, whatever you feel comfortable with, to where you can just like almost stack the rounds. Like inside the circle, obviously is what we're going for, but the more accurate, the better. And then we just kind of turn up the gas. So start shooting a little bit faster, second splits, half-second splits, and then at the end, we're trying to go as fast as we comfortably can without just, you know, plaster them all over the paper, keeping them in the dots. But as you get faster, if you start seeing the wheels fall off, get outside the circle, take it back a notch, add a 1/4 second to your splits. And then after that, the rectangles down here are to, we say, put it all together. So you're gonna get your draw down, get a good sight picture, crank off that first shot, and then turn up the gas and try and keep 5 or 6 good shots in this rectangle. So you can kind of self-diagnose yourself after that string of fire. If your first shot went wide, but you managed to bring it in and have like 5 clean shots in the circle, you might need to go back, work on your draw and your presentation, work on that 80-20, getting it back down, clean sight picture, good clean first shot. Or if you're getting a good first shot and then you kind of throw it away as you add more speed and more shots, then you might need to take it back, work your cadence, bring it back down, 1 second splits, work your recoil control, keep that dot in the window.
So we'll whip out the shot timer for this just so we can see our times from the holster to first shot, as well as when we move on to our cadence, we want to see our split times. So if you have a shot timer, that's a huge training aid. They're well worth the investment. And then we'll put it all together there, and you can shoot this target at whatever distance you want, and you can use this target for whatever type of shooting you want. This is just kind of how we're practicing today with the red dot in mind. And I think we'll shoot it at about 5 yards today. You could shoot at 3 yards if that feels more comfortable to you. You could work back to 7 or 10 yards even.
All right, so we're gonna have Aaron shoot it now. He's gonna start again with the top row, working the draw, working 80-20, and then build the speed from there, just single shots. Yep. All right, ready? Ready. Stand by. That was a 191. You can see that last 20% where he slowed down, refined that sight picture, and he got a really good hit. All right, ready? Yep. Stand by.
That was me, I threw that one.
We are cold and it's freezing right now. Okay, so you gonna go speed it up on the next one?
Yeah, I'll go to the next one.
Ready?
Yep.
Stand by. So That was a 160 and a little bit of speed there. Ready?
Yep.
Stand by. 163, clean shot. All right, so last dot, he's gonna turn up the gas a little bit. Ready?
Yep.
Stand by. Good hit, 149. All right, ready?
Yep.
Stand by. That was a 142, a little bit faster, but he threw it a little high.
Yep.
But, I mean, that's the point of this target. You kind of see just riding that edge where you can keep them in, or they start throwing them out, and then you tone it back, build it back up from there.
On that last one, I came in maybe a little bit too hard and tried to slow down too fast and saw that dot kind of bounce and ended up throwing it high. So might need to back down a little bit to maybe about like the 90-10 area for me and just work on those sight pictures. So this one we're kind of just trying to break it down, working solely on cadence, you know, your grip, recoil, tracking the dot, just eliminating other factors, I guess. So I'll start pressed in.
All right. Ready?
Yep.
Stand by. That was a 148 with a 48, 47, and a 53 split.
So I jumped the gun. I went a little faster than I was expecting I would. Okay, for this one, I'm going to try to really slow down and maybe get like 1 second flat splits. Just really try to stack those rounds and watch my dot come back into the window.
All right, ready?
Yep.
Stand by. That's 258. Yeah, so that was a 9.7 and a 104 split. So that's
okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
And those are all just about touching each other in the center of the circle.
Okay, last circle, gonna try to speed it up a little bit, keep all those hits in there.
All right, ready?
Yep.
Stand by. That's pretty good. Yeah, so those were 5.4, 4.1, and a 5.6.
Okay, so yeah, averaging right around a half second or so, then those were good hits. So we know for next time, I could even reshoot these circles and shoot again. So those were all pretty good. So now we'll go from the draw, maybe dump 5 rounds and see if I can do it.
Ready?
Yep.
Stand by. With 2.53 with a 2.5, 2.4, 2.8. So about quarter second splits, bigger target, but you kept them all in, so that's pretty decent.
Okay. So on this next one, I'll try to get a little faster out of the holster and try to get little faster split times.
Stand by. That was a 2.25 with a 2.2, 1.9 and a 2.3 split. With a first shot was 140.
Okay, so I try to go a little bit faster from the holster as well as cadence, and I noticed it was my second shot that I threw just barely left. We'll take a look at it. So first shot was in, second shot was just left, and then I brought it back in for the last 3. So maybe I need to think about my grip a little bit more, my recoil management, and tracking that dot. So as soon as it recoils, it comes right back down on target as I'm breaking the shot. These are all things you should go try yourself and see if this helped you at all. If any of these tips, you know, the concept of natural point of aim, the 80-20 rule, as well as bringing that dot in from 12 o'clock and using your iron sights to kind of co-witness with your red dot sight. So those are all things that have helped us. Like I said, this target is available to download and print for free from our website, along with the 3/7 drill and our Tier 1 concealed cold start drill. So go check it out, download it, work on the things we talked about if you want. Also let us know in the comments if there's any other tips or tricks that you have found that have helped you personally, because we love getting the community together and you know, helping each other out, and maybe I said something in a certain way that really stuck with you. Maybe he said something in a certain way, and that's the great thing that we've learned with different instructors. A lot of them do say very similar things, but in just slightly different ways that you can relate to, and it really clicks with you. So
go and check out our good friend Scott Jedlinski, Donovan Moore, Ernest Langdon, just to name a few of them. All three of those guys offer classes that focus on red dots, and they each have very unique teaching styles, but they're also very effective. Like you said, it might resonate with someone, resonate with you differently than it will with Aaron, but check those guys out, check their schedules out. We highly recommend all of them.
Let us know what you guys thought in the comments. Be sure to tell your friends about our channel. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and stay safe, stay strapped. We'll catch you guys next time.